I don't necessarily need to do that to warrant, somebody wanting and coveting one of these knives. So, you know,
You almost got me to at least try to get that red and black impulse. But my wife would have absolutely murdered me.
I loved that one, man. That one,
I know.
that one came
I
out
know,
really
right?
well.
Hey,
I was
Joseph,
really pleased with that.
do you have any pictures of that one? Because we happen to have a red and black maniac on the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
Who's the other red and black lover here?
Dan Tan from Australia is a Deadpool nut.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
You and I are in the same color scheme, but don't worry, I'm not competing with you.
Oh, what's up, Dave? How you doing, man?
Dan, do you have your pen on
Hey,
you?
Seth. No, I don't. My pen is secretly hiding away, waiting for my Deadpool action figure to come. Just
Love
wait. It's coming.
Dan had a custom pen made in the Deadpool color scheme. What was the pen maker?
Fellhalter. Brian
Okay.
Fellhalter with his tie bolt. But Axel, his customizer, finished it off with matte red and matte black with zirconium components.
Wow.
What is the coating?
I think most of it is Cerakote. Some of it might be a different process. On the clip, I think it may be different.
Oh, very cool.
Do you have the Crimson Leatherman signal? Sorry, I didn't want to change the subject. Go ahead.
No, that's actually a good question. That's actually really cool. If he doesn't know about it, you should tell him.
There you
I
go.
can probably
You've
grab
got
it. But it's a crimson and black Leatherman signal.
I haven't seen that one.
You should look. I think you'll like it.
Okay. Damn it. More money.
Well, actually, in Australia, it is going to cost you a pretty penny, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got a few fell halters that are made out of full zirconium.
I'll go get it. I'll go get it.
Stupid expensive.
It's on the screen.
Oh,
Joseph, could you talk so that the camera switches to you?
I can see that
Sorry
now.
about that. Yeah. So, and actually, while I'm talking, I don't know if Max is back. You guys really should check out Max's page. He has, if you guys are into tools at all, he does put together some really cool stuff. I kind of wasn't into like amassing EDC type stuff, but I'm probably going to copy his, what do you call those things? The pouch thing? Because he does that pouch, like how you have everything in one of those like Maxpedition, but it's not Maxpedition.
Are you talking about one of these?
The organizer.
Yeah, your organizer. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
This is an actual. If you guys are looking for one that carries a lot of stuff, Yellow Birch Outfitters in the U.S. is one of the best makers there is. He does everything by hand. Really excellent work. Truly.
That looks great.
Yeah, he sent me the link, and
he's an amazing man too. I mean, he's actually right now he's making PPE for local hospitals, and he's just an amazing guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you please type it in the chat so maybe we can use that?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, I'll put it in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Jay. That's his name.
Oh man, my credit card's going to be screwed.
You should not look at my Instagram. Then you should really stay away.
All right.
I've already got way too many knives.
Well, I'm not much of a, believe it or not, I'm not much of a knife fanatic. I'm more of a tool person, to be honest.
Hey, Dan, check
But
out.
I'm a huge fan of Joseph here.
Page.
So.
Check out his
right. I
page.
gotta talk.
Sorry, his screen. He's showing the red and black.
So here's the red and black impulse that I had made. Very, very happy with how this one turned out.
Ooh,
That is
fire
just
engine
cool.
red.
I love it.
That
I
looks
know, it's
awesome.
epic, right?
And
It hurts
what
my
am I
this
gonna
is
do?
actually this is the black and blue, and I think yeah, this was my first run of Cerakote, and they did really well. So I'll definitely be doing more Cerakote at some point.
And I like that red one.
Yeah, that one came out really well. You should have told me. I actually saw it on the secondary the other day.
Is that a matte finish or a satin finish, or is it glossy?
No, it's matte. It's you know what? I have this is. Let me switch back here. Man, I'm really glad I set this camera up today.
That was clever. I need to learn how you did that.
I'll walk you through it. So what's funny is I told you guys I deal with video. I do video analytics and stuff like that. And so I actually had all of this tech here, and I was like, oh, I can use that. I can use that for this call. I've actually been planning on doing some YouTube videos, some tutorials, like, you know, how to disassemble and assemble and all that stuff. So I kind of wanted to do this anyway. So this is the perfect reason to do it. Here you can see it's not matte per se,
Like a satin finish.
but it's very satiny. Here you can see the black. The black almost reminds me of the PVD coating.
Yeah.
You can get oil on it, but I mean it doesn't really like it's not very shiny.
So is that the same as that's on the fulcrum? Is that the identical?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. All the sour coating is done by one guy, Razor's Edge Tactical on Instagram. He does a really good job. Not exactly the fastest, the turnaround, but very, very good work. And I'm sure Lone Wolf can tell you that his turnaround is not expeditious, to say the least. But he does very good work. Very, very pleased with it.
That looks beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to go with
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, it's just so I will say when I had the Koenig Stormtrooper, I had it for a very short period of time because the white was gray. I think they did it because I think they thought it was going to get dirty, and I get that, but it's not Stormtrooper. Stormtroopers are white and black, so I had to make my own again. You know, I have to make my own.
And actually, if the white tarnishes, it's going to look more like a Stormtrooper than it would if it's pristine. Because like their stuff's never full. It's always like scratched with black. I mean, it would look even more perfect.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, except I don't want to mess these up.
It's not good for the ground.
Exactly. I did actually think about doing like 3 red stripes, like you know, like what's his face had it on his face. But again, I kind of wanted to keep these pristine. So so that's where they're staying.
Joseph, I can relate a little bit. I have a paramilitary too with
Beautiful.
white G10. It's smooth white G10, and it's the most ridiculously fussy handle I've ever had in my life. It changes color, just putting it in your blue jeans. So I'm constantly having to clean it down with a little magic eraser, which works, but I don't want to have a fussy knife. I want to use to, you know, Max will appreciate it. I want it to be a tool. I don't want it to be a, you know.
It's the only thing that's kept me from buying a Joseph Vero knife has been, I'm convinced to be like, I can only buy tools. I can only buy tools. I can't buy, because otherwise I will be buying a Joseph Vero knife.
This is stout, and it can be used as a pry bar. So it's a tool, man. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to get one.
He's trying so hard, And I know
salesman.
I don't know when I'm gonna cave, but eventually I'm gonna cave. I don't know
Max,
when.
Max, if I had a cardboard box and there was a knife inside, it was taped shut, and I needed to open the box, what kind of tool would be ideal for that kind of job? A knife, right?
This one right here.
So a knife is a tool. You don't have to
compromise. And I carry a serrated 154 cm scale tool. That's what I carry for that.
But you can't do this.
Crimson. I meant to show this is the crimson signal, by the way.
That looks good.
But I have black inserts because I got 3D printed inserts that carry multiple bits that are secondary aftermarket. Because I hated those.
I think you're going to make me spend money, Max, and I think look at that.
Well, yeah, no one likes the yellow on the black. I wanted red and black. I didn't want that yellow at all.
Yeah, I saw that yellow thing inside on the website before. But
contact me on Instagram. I'll help you out.
I'm screwed. Hey, you want to buy some knives?
No, I'll make you buy
knives.
I'll send them to you direct. Truly.
What time is it? What time is it for you guys? It's 1 o'clock here in Sydney, Australia.
Almost 11.
11 p.m. Eastern. I'm in California, 8 p.m.
11 Eastern.
Wow.
And
I can't believe you guys have hung out with me talking about knives for this long. Jesus Christ.
This is a short video,
Joseph. This group could probably keep going.
So probably several nights a week I do this with some friends, and we'll be on for hours. So this is not unusual.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
This is how you stay sane during COVID, and you can't go out and have a beer with your buddies. You get on Zoom and I don't know, cut yourself when flipping knives.
I'll tell you personally, I do learn a lot from Jason, and I can watch his videos for hours, whether on YouTube or Facebook. I always learn something, and I just enjoy his voice doing these videos and the wisdom and the knowledge he spreads. I've been in the knife collection hobby for almost like a year, but I do enjoy this Millie group, and that's why I try to attend as frequent as possible. And I appreciate everyone here.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks. I will say, I watched the Synapse video and that Jason made, and I was like, oh, cool, this guy wants to make a video about my knife. I really appreciate that. And then I watched a video. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's really good. This guy is, he knows something about knives, and he can convey that information very well. And then he did the Impulse one, and I was just as impressed. So yeah, I really do appreciate that, man.
That's awesome. Thank you. I enjoy doing it. It's fun for me because I kind of let it stew in the back of my mind all day while I think about what I want to talk about, and then I sit down. And more often than not, I can do it in one take. The Impulse video I did twice, and because the first time I wasn't happy with it, but yeah, no, it's fun to be able to put it out there and have people watch it. It's kind of weird, kind of creepy.
I'll link the video now.
I don't want to keep telling you how awesome you are, but another thing I found on your Synapse.
Oh, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
So humble.
No, let me compliment you more. On the you have this cool bolster lock, which I love, but right next to it there's a screw in the handle that's necessary for attaching the scale to the knife. But then when you flip it around and you look at the inside of the lock, you can see that you cut a little semicircle out so the screw can mount into the titanium, but the lock can still function. I was like, wow, look at that. You also could have just shifted the screw down and then it would have been out of the way, but it wouldn't have looked right.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have been in line with the pivot.
Yep. Yeah, I had an internal struggle on that. And that was one of those conversations that I had with the producer, and they were like, just put it there. I go, That's not where it goes. That's how where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be here. It's, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's where it's supposed to be. It's aesthetically pleasing there. It works there. I think it was the right call, honestly.
That's the eternal struggle.
Before the iPhone came out, they argued for about 3 months with Steve Jobs on a lot of the aesthetics of the iPhone. He was so adamant about it because of what he believed. It eventually came out exactly as he wanted it, and it took off like no one ever seen. You have to stay true to what makes sense to
Max, don't start comparing me to Steve Jobs, man. That's a slippery slope right there.
I know. I'm just saying you got to stay true to you. I'm just saying stay true to you is all I'm saying, all right?
I appreciate it. I mean, I have an iPhone and earpods in, so I appreciate what he's done, and it's.
He was sure, it's like, just saying, you wanted it a way that you wanted it, and you found somebody to produce it the way you wanted it. That you can't get better than that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I linked the YouTube video in the chat if anybody hasn't seen it. That's the Synapse one, and his channel. Subscribe. He deserves subscriptions. He's very, very good at making YouTube videos, and I am kind of worried that I'm going to have to make YouTube videos to show off some of my stuff, and they're just not going to be Jason Beatty-esque quality videos.
Send it over. I'll make you a video.
Yeah, that's why you make friends, Joseph. That's why you make friends. You don't do that, you shit yourself.
Yeah.
I have a question.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Somebody had a question.
Shoot, Yvonne.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
Hi, Joseph. This is Yvonne. Appreciate your time and passion. I'm all about passion and dedication. You're very genuine, so I just wanted to say that first. I appreciate your time here. I just had a question, totally irrelevant to the conversation about your knives. I do love your knives and the design you made. I just had a question about the hold knife. Any idea how much would that be?
Okay, so other people in this chat are probably more equipped to answer that question. I could tell you a couple things that I know. There's one, I believe there's one other non-serialized Spectre utility, because they told me that they made two. They were sending one to me and one to somebody else for feedback. Whether or not that person still has it and whether or not they ever got it back and serialized it, I don't know. So there may be another one. The fact that it's a utility in itself makes it extremely, extremely rare. And the fact that it has no serial number makes it even more so. I could tell you that a friend of mine sold something that wasn't as rare as this for a few $1,000s. I don't know if that, was normal or not.
I don't think 10 grand is. I think 10 grand is probably. I bet it would break.
I don't know, man. I almost don't want to think about it. I got to send my kids to college, but I want this knife.
You keep making knives the way you've been making knives. I don't think you're going to have to worry that much.
I appreciate that. No, this is, I will tell you that, yes, it's probably, it could probably bring in some money. It means more to me that they sent it to me for my feedback, than anything. Love the knife, it's a great knife. But, you know, that's one of those stupid, it's, you know, it's priceless things that, you know, they sent this to me and asked me for my feedback on it. It's never leaving.
I also wanted to ask, is there any price for the Synapse? I don't know if you released it yet. I obviously never knew about your brand until Jason talked to me about it, and that's why I attended this video. So just curious, because I love that one particularly.
Well, thank you for joining in, and thank you for let's see if I could do this. I will show you my website since you definitely haven't been there. One, I want to get this out of the way. I am not a web designer. I am a mechanical engineer. So I'm sure you guys have noticed my website's not great. So I'm going to apologize for that.
I kind of like it. It's easy to find what I want to look at. That's not true of many websites.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear you say that. I struggled with. Yeah,
I'm just being real. Like, I'm not bashing the other website, but yeah, the fact it was simple, just like it's shown now. To Jason's point, if it's easy to search, yeah, that matters to a lot of people. Sorry,
yeah, I had a big problem with that originally, not knowing anything about web design, and my biggest problem was when I created this website was before I actually had any product. And so I had to like take all the product stuff out, and then adding the product stuff back in turned out to be a huge pain in the ass. And I never got it right. And then I still didn't have product even after I did have product because everything sold out. So the website turned out to be useless for like 8 months. So until I got fulcrums to actually sell on the website. So first things first, please go to my website, veroengineering.com, and sign up for the newsletter. Like I said earlier, I don't send out a lot, and when I do, hopefully it's value-added information. And then I'll just get straight to it. The first couple slides on the homepage, fulcrums are in stock. They're there to order now. I added extra clips in there. A lot of people asked for that. So those are there. The Synapse is it's $295 for a stonewash version. You can upgrade the blades to belt satin and hand rub for $35. You can change the handles. And this goes back to the whole, you know, I want you guys to make your knife. I want to design your knife, and I want you to make your knife in my bubble of parameters, but I want you to make the exact Vero knife that you want. And, you know, it's funny how many different knives I send out, and there's, you know, it's one knife, but there's, you know, 30 different configurations. So you can put red carbon fiber on or blue G10. You know, that all changes the price a little bit. So the price is $295 with Timascus added on. You know, different belt grinds. That price can get up there. You know, you're talking about almost $400. What is that? No, almost $500. Hope that answered your question. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, it starts at $295. I think mine came in
at $295.
Mine came in at $330 with a belt satin, and I ordered a couple extra scales because they're cheap. And I wasn't sure what color I'd want it to be until I had it in my hands. And then the first thing, I don't think I had it 5 minutes, and I had it taken apart so that I could make it my own, you know. And that's
awesome.
I love that part of it because that's a very clever and innovative thing you did. That you didn't just create one thing and then you take it or leave it. I can make it my own, and now it's my knife. And now that pride of an ownership makes me even more excited about having it.
I appreciate that. I will tell you, it's a logistic nightmare.
I believe you.
It's you know, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out not the easiest way, the best way to do it, and not giving 3-blade options and not giving multiple handles was the easy way to do it, but it wasn't Vero brand. It wasn't what this knife is supposed to be. So yeah, I really appreciate that, you know, that you guys appreciate it.
I also like the pocket tool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you like the pocket tool, go to my Instagram right now and tag some of the other people in this chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hit 5,000 followers on Instagram, so I'm giving away a Damascus version of it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'll look awesome in my pocket.
Try to get the glove. Do it.
You have to pay for shipping.
Yeah,
I'm shipping it to Australia.
But Joseph,
in
as long
Australia,
as you're going to ship me
used
one,
to that.
as long as you're going to ship me one, Joseph, you might as well throw in the Damascus. Just to say.
It'll look even better in my
What was that, Lone Wolf?
It would look even better in my pocket.
Hey, you already have a Damascus in your pocket.
I have 2 pockets.
How many of you have the Robin's Egg Blue?
Yeah, that's true.
I love that Robin's Egg Blue.
Yeah, how many of you have the Robin's Egg Blue one?
That's the one I need to go with my impulse. I really
Wow,
need
that's
Lone Wolf, would this match your
I got
impulse?
Joker.
It's
I got
pretty
Joker purple.
I love it.
Cerakoted light blue.
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
I'll send you some pictures.
It might look better in this picture. The let's see if I get it focus.
Oh, nice.
Let's get this.
Is that like a rubber band, Jason, wrapping around it?
This here? Those are O-rings.
Oh, nice.
They're like plumbing O-rings.
Wonderful.
They are they're super functional. They do a very good job of holding it in. I love seeing everybody else's here. I'll do it on this camera.
Yeah.
So
that clip.
I put the notches in there so you can pull them all the way off, and then they sit in the notches, and then.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. The innovation.
And it's magnets inside of it to retain the bit. And originally,
and then I gotta go. I looked at every single pry tool that exists in the world right now today, and that is the best one. I can just simplify it for you guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I did. I literally looked at every one ever produced. I'm a
Max,
nut.
thank you for jumping in, Max. I really appreciate it, man.
All right. I got to go. You guys have a good one.
Thanks for joining, Max. Appreciate it.
So the idea for the pry tool came from the fact that I needed these bits for my impulse to take apart and put back together, because I do that when I'm bored. So I needed a tool, in my pocket or in my briefcase, so that I could just like adjust the pivot 1,000 times a day for no apparent reason. So the original idea behind this was to work as a so it was there to adjust the knife that you have, and then obviously with the right bits you can adjust other knives. So one thing led to another. I decided to add Phillips head and flathead because they're just super functional also. But yeah, I was never a pry bar guy myself, but man, I love this pry bar. Can I say that? I don't know.
Oh, I think you're allowed to.
Well, the other thing is it's one of the few pry bars that's not a bottle opener. It's literally just the tool. It's got the screws there and it's a pry bar.
Yeah, exactly. They a lot of people don't like the bottle opener aspect of pry tools, and honestly, they all have it, and I don't know why.
It's not that it's not that we don't like it. It's just that it's cliche. Like, let me guess, the bottle opener? Oh, it is. Oh, swell.
It is.
And to be quite honest with you, you gotta let's fix that.
You should drink your coffee. It looks delicious.
That's a I just set up this camera. I'm still learning how to use it as a webcam here. So if you have a bottle, you should be able to pop it open like this. And if you need to figure out how to do that, I did put a story in my Instagram recently showing like how to do it. So it technically is a bottle opener. It just takes a little finesse.
So are you a Tough Rider fan by chance? Tough Rider fans?
No, I don't know that I've ever seen those.
The reason I ask is they also use O-rings for grip.
Interesting.
The exact same style of rubber O-ring. So
right.
Small ones on the tip and medium ones on the barrel.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
This
oh yeah,
has it also, and is, again, I'm going to give them a shout out. Kerr Knives. This is by far the best tool. Has a bearing in the back here, and this grip works so well. And I will tell you, taking apart and putting back together as many knives as I have in the past month alone, you know, I would have paid 5 times as much for this thing. It saves so many headaches.
Well, who's the maker on that again?
So Kerr Knives, I'll bring them up here.
Another Florida guy.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good dude. We're swapping tools. I'm sending him a fulcrum. He's sending me a new one of these.
Awesome.
I don't know if he wants people to know that or not, but whatever. Oh yeah, it definitely looks like a Florida
guy.
Yeah.
Do you have one of his trays?
No. I've been going back and forth on which tray to get. So I'll tell you guys, I'm moving right now. My office is completely empty. It's a little echoey. I'm moving into my new house next week. So I'm going to be setting up sharpening, like my shop. I'm going to set up a shop in my office with sharpening stations and all that stuff. So I'm going to kind of like piece it together little by little. I've been going back and forth on whether to get one of his trays, which are phenomenal. They look great. Or my buddy has another tray that I like a lot too. But if you buy his driver, it comes with this little case. He does anodizing on them. He's just Kerr Knives.
Ooh, I like that
Kerr
one.
Knives and Tools.
Is that a copper one?
That was cool.
This one's anodized.
Yeah, I love that.
Tell very well, but
Can you type the name in the chat, please? I'm sorry, I think I missed it. I apologize.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to run. Thank you very much for your time, Joseph. I've got to go feed my family. I've got a small family, and I've got to go and shop for about 3 hours to get them enough food to eat.
Thanks a lot for joining, man. I really appreciate it.
I'm going to hit up your
as well.
subscription.
It was nice to meet you, John.
I think it's about that time.
Yeah, we've had a long call here. This has been a
we have.
I'm glad we did it. It was a lot of fun, and we covered a lot of ground. But I hope it was worthwhile for you as well. I appreciate your time. This was a blast.
100%. We should definitely do this again.
Absolutely. While we're recording, I'll commit myself to it. If you ever need help with video, whatever, I'm happy to help. It'd be a lot of fun.
Awesome. And then likewise, I'll show you how I set all this stuff up, because I think you should put your face in the corner here while you're talking about your knives. I like it when YouTubers do that. It makes them feel, it makes you feel like you're more of a conversation than just listening to somebody. So
I agree.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Seriously, really appreciate it. This is a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Seth. Really appreciate you jumping in too, bud.
Absolutely. Good seeing you.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Later, guys.
Take care.